So, y'all, it's almost Easter time for those who celebrate it, and those who don't, you can still have fun with eggs in springtime because Easter is just a celebration of new life. And that's what springtime is all about, is new life. So, you probably got a little basket and some eggs. Now, most of the eggs are empty, but some might have a cute little finger puppet in it. I think everybody should have one finger puppet in their eggs. Just because finger puppets are fun. And yes, you can sing songs with them. See the little bunny and the little mouse. I gave away most of mine to you guys, but I kept the bunny and the mouse. And remember the little rabbit foo-foo song, bopping them on the head. So that's a fun one too. But with this, you can do all kinds of things. So if your child is under 8 months old and you have it, the fun thing to do, because you can see through the basket, is take the egg and hide it under the basket. The child can see it. Let the child see you hide it and see if the child can find it. That'll be fun, watching them try to get it out of there. When the child's a little bit older, they're gonna still look, and you wanna cover it again, right? And see if they can find it. Once again, we're gonna hide it and find it. Then if they get better at that, hide the eggs somewhere else in the house, right? You want to see where else they can hide it, and look for it. They'll want to walk around when, especially collecting things. Toddlers love that. Let them carry the basket and find the eggs. Start with them out in the obvious so that they get the idea of how to pick them up and put them in, but then start hiding them under a cushion, under their blankie, their favorite toy. Leave it partially out so that they can see it before you get more complex with it. Now, as they get older, you can start getting more complex, and you can kind of have a back and forth. When they're 2, 3 years old, you can even tell them, look, watch these. We're going to hide them. And you can hide them, and then he has to find them, or she has to find them. And then you can have them hide them for you. You can also play hide and seek with your child. At this point, they're visually mapping and remembering. And don't be surprised if the child hides exactly where you hid the last time. That's very normal too. And you can practice counting as they get a little older. Once they hit about 3, you can have them close their eyes and count while you hide, and hide the eggs. And the same with when it's their turn to hide it. So you'll have lots of fun, lots of things to do with these fun eggs. Of course, you can open them, put things in them to make them make fun sounds as you shake them. But the other thing we'll also focus on that you'll see in your handouts is having good risks and being safe when you're out and about. Because if you do hide Easter eggs outside, or you go to Easter egg hunts and stuff, it's teaching your children, don't go in the street, don't go up to strangers, things like that. But at the same time, encouraging them to take risks, like let them climb and get that egg that's on the top of the couch, and encourage them to do that. We don't want them to be too safe, right? But at the same time, especially when they turn 3, 4, 5, make sure that you go over your basic safety rules, what they're gonna do, when they need to call 911, as well as avoiding hot things. Like, we don't touch the stove. We don't hide eggs on the stove. We don't hide eggs in the washing machine or the dryer. We don't hide eggs in dangerous places. We look before we cross the street and hold a grown-up's hand, things like that. So you need to teach your child to be safe, but not to be scared. And look for real life examples when you're out and about. Or in books. You want to teach your child to be their own advocate. I've heard lots of you talk about that. Of course, you want to stay safe on the go, in cars. Buckle up. Teach them how to make sure that they're safe in that car, around cars, near water, at the playground. Don't help your child climb on a structure that they're not big enough to climb on yet. I always told my kids, if you can't get up there, then you're not big enough for that one yet. And I think that that helped them. Like if they're big enough to get up, then they're big enough to play on it. But otherwise, if they're going to get up there with help, then you have to stay with them that whole time. And you want to check those playground areas because as nice as they are, sometimes they're not always up to date. Watch out for the sun as we start getting into the summertime. Between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., the sun rays are going to be stronger. So start doing sunscreen, wear hats, things like that. Always at the store, if you're putting a kid in that cart, buckle them up. You know, like don't let them climb and things like that. But just pay attention to the space around you and teach your children to pay attention to that as well. And have fun. Happy springtime, everyone. I look forward to seeing you.